is our membership director. Thank you so much. Okay, so welcome everyone. My name is Elizabeth Golds. I'm president of the Orange County Republicans. I really appreciate you all being here today. So many friendly faces and people that I love to see. There's also a lot of new faces. So I'm very excited about that. If you are new, we would love to meet you, get you plugged in, and get to know you better. We have a lot of things going on this year. It's an election year. So we have lots of opportunities to volunteer and collaborate, help local candidates. Or hopefully we could be a place where you can meet fellow conservatives and hang out for happy hour. So we're really excited about that. Tonight's program is a fireside chat format. It is hosted and sponsored by Councilmember Joe Stapleton.
Woohoo! Thank you, Joe!
He's been our generous sponsor of OCYR. He's actually been our January opener for this is the 4th year in a row.
Oh my God! You get what you pay for.
No, yes, it's an honor. So we're excited to welcome him. We have our former OCYR chair, Kristen, who is going to be asking him some Q&A questions. Afterwards, to get things going, you guys please raise your hand and have questions ready for Joe as well. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Oh, we're really close.
I like it, yeah. Fireside chat without a fire.
Yeah, look at that.
Motorcycle chat.
Yes. Before we get started, I do also want to thank the firm for having us here today. They set up the whole room, got the food ready. We have servers here in the back and a bartender, and Megan, our event coordinator, who put everything together with Joe and I. So thank you very much for having us here. All right, and before we get started, I wanted to properly introduce our guest. Joe Stapleton is a Newport Beach City Council member and was our mayor in 2025. He's a local business owner and entrepreneur who founded Spinnaker Investment Group about 10 years ago, which has grown to over $1 billion in managed assets. And
1 billion.
he employs 16 people at his firm. Joe is also a community builder. He started the Elite OC, which I am proud to serve on the board of. He also founded the Newport Beach Foundation, which I had the honor of going through the Distinguished Citizens Program, where I met a lot of you who are in this room. So he's been bringing us together for a long time. He also was recognized as Orange County's 40 under 40 in his early 30s and was 2020 Newport Beach Citizen of the Year. Let me go on. I met
You
Joe.
could keep going on, that's fine.
I will.
There's a few more in there, I'm sure.
I met Joe about 7 years ago. He's one of the first people who told me if you ever want to run for office, you should first start by getting involved in the Young Republicans. So it is very full circle that I am sitting here now, state chairwoman, with Joe next to me. And I always live my life by WWJD. First and foremost, what would Jesus do? But then second, what would Joe do?
Oh, wow.
What would Joe do?
A distant second, yes.
Second, yes. Honestly,
Allie loves that.
there is so much more that I could say about Joe, but we would be here forever, and so
We got nothing else going on. We can keep this going.
we could. Instead, I'm excited that we're going to have an honest and relaxed conversation. So help me in welcoming Joe Stapleton.
Thank you. Well, first and foremost, thank you, Kristen, and the entire OCYR board. Round of applause to the entire organization.
Thank you.
I love what you guys do, and I consider myself a YR. Even though I'm 41 now, I feel like I aged out already, but I remember joining the organization when I was 24 when I first moved here to Orange County, and I love what you guys do, and keep up the good fight. And yes, this is the firm. I'm sure a lot of you guys know Mario Morovic. I called Mario, said I need a cool spot. And Chris and I talked, so let's do the Celtic bar downstairs. I'm like, former mayor, let's do it upstairs in the private club. So here we are at the firm. So I think this is a great spot. On the other side of that door, there's I won't call it a speakeasy, but it's a cigar lounge. So a lot of members only on that side with cigars. So if you're interested in any of that, let me know. Chase is here on my team as well. Chase is on my Spinnaker team. Chase Egan, by way of Buffalo, New York. I love, nothing excites me more than young hustlers, people that are willing to put in the hard work. Chase cold emailed me from Buffalo and said, it's going to be a little cold here in the winter. I'd like to move to Newport Beach. He's good friends with the Barkley family. I said, I think we got a spot. We flew him out. We interviewed him. We hired him the next day, and he moved here a month later. So way to go, Chase. And then every good politician has their publicist. So I got my publicist here, Alexandra Taylor. Thank you, Atag.
All right.
We got a great following on social media, so if you want more information, we'll talk probably a little bit about that. But Newport Stapleton, we try to get a lot of information and content out to the people in Newport Beach. So yeah, thank you for having me. It's a lot of fun.
Thank you. And I'm just going to jump right into it. First question is, what originally motivated you to step into office?
Yeah, so it's funny. I talked to a lot of people, especially young professional groups, and always like, "Oh, you must have been student body president in high school. You must have been in government and in college." And no, I did none of that. I was busy playing football and doing sports, and owned a bar when I was in college. But for me, I remember moving to Newport Beach a month after I graduated from University of Arizona. Any Wildcats here? Yeah, bear down. I got one. We're playing BYU right now. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, so I remember driving down MacArthur, and I remember just looking at the ocean and be like, man, this is one of the most unique, special places in the world. And the more I got involved, the more I saw the strong leadership of those who came before me. And I wanted to be part of the generation that helped preserve quality of life and protect this utopia that we call Newport Beach. So it was all about community service. I was running in the Boston Marathon. I've told this story to a lot of people. If you've heard it, sorry. But in 2013, I was 0.4 miles from the finish line when the bombs went off. And I was there in the finish line with all the chaos going around. And it was at that point in my life where my life went from ambition to contribution. Not how much money I can make, which is part of it. You got to be successful to live in a place like Orange County and Newport Beach. But it's more about how can I contribute? What is my legacy going to be? How am I going to make the city that I love better than I found it? So for me, I got involved in the Harbor Commission, the Finance Committee, got appointed to a few positions. I was a chairman of the Chamber of Commerce when I was 29. I started the Elite OC, which is a young professional organization.
Woohoo.
Launched the Newport Beach Foundation in 2017. I was on the board of 17 nonprofits at one point. Just really invested in the community. And the next natural step was to get in front of a larger audience. So politics seemed like the easiest and best way to do that. Found out it wasn't that easy. Yeah, I got elected in 2022 with a lot of support from the OCYRs, and I love you guys coming out, helping out. We knocked on 12,000 doors in my election with 197 volunteers. We raised almost $400,000. It became the most expensive race in the history of the city. Between my opponent and I, we spent $1.2 million in a District 1 City Council race, and I won by 30 points.
All
So,
right.
yeah.
Okay, this might be a silly question, but what was your first job and how bad were you at it?
Oh my God. I wish my wife was here because I'm not bad at anything. Kidding. Yeah, stop. I'm actually going through this identity crisis as we speak with this beard, so I'm having fun with this.
I know you're Mr.
I
GQ
haven't
now.
shaven since I gave up my mayorship on December 9th. And I'm getting all these wellness checks every day from friends like, are you good? Like, was your entire identity wrapped in the mayorship? And I'm like, well, yeah, of course it was. It was the greatest role of my life. It was like being the mayor of Newport Beach was, I think, one of the greatest jobs in the country. It pays like crap. I made $1,400 a month. But you couldn't pay me enough to do the job. But I loved it. But anyway, I haven't shaven since. I've been trimming. My wife loves it, and she's my audience. She's my target demographic. So as long as she's happy, I'm happy. My first job was landscaping in the desert in Tucson, Arizona.
Oh.
When I was 14 years old, I was planting little trees in 110-degree weather. And I don't know how good I was. I don't remember much about it. I remember being really hot and being there all day. And then I got into serving tables and worked in a country club. But yeah, I've been working since I was 14.
Wow,
Yeah.
you're much better at mayor, I'm sure, than
Yeah, I
landscaping.
hope so, yeah.
I would not
It
hire
worked
you
out. Yeah, I
as my
appreciate
landscaper. Well, Mr. Newport, what is your best accomplishment so far for the city of Newport Beach? Your most proud accomplishment?
Yeah, it's a great question, and it's tough to talk about legacies and accomplishments when I feel like I've got so much. I owned a bar when I was 19 years old, so I definitely peaked in life early, and I know that, so everything's been downhill, and then you become the mayor, and it's like, well, what's going to get better than that? So
Yeah.
I've peaked twice in life, and my wife is way better than me, so I outkicked my coverage on that too. So I don't know, I think if I look at my life right now and I see what's one of my biggest accomplishments, the thing I'm probably most passionate about is getting the next generation engaged in community service. And when I look at the foundation and I look at the 400, I mean, how many DCP alumni do we have in the room here? Quite a few. I look around and see so many familiar faces. We've graduated 400 people through that program. 70 of you have been appointed to a board, commission, or committee in the city of Newport Beach. When I got involved in the city in 2008, there were 2 of us under 40. And now to look at a city council where 6 out of 7 of us are under the age of 46, it's
Wow.
unheard of, and especially in a city like Newport Beach. And all 7 conservatives, all 7 endorsed by the Republican Party. There's a reason why Newport Beach is the greatest city in California, great conservative leadership. But this youth movement is probably what I'm most proud of. Obviously, public safety. We've invested more money in our police and our fire and our lifeguards, the technology. We've got 7 drones now flying around the community using AI technology. We've installed 75 flock cameras, the license plate readers, at every intersection as you come into the community. We've got a FUSIS system that attaches all commercial and residential cameras if they want to sign up. Our crime information center, we're getting new fire stations. Millions of dollars being spent on technology. Los Angeles doesn't believe in crime. I'm here to make crime. I want to make crime illegal again. I know there's someone here with the district attorney's office. I mean, we're fighting like hell to make sure Spitzer has the tools and resources he needs in the team to keep fighting, because we can't handle that in Orange County. So I've been huge part of mine is public safety. I think government's #1 role, paramount amongst all of us, is protect the residents. So public safety, I'm a fiscal hawk. I think financial responsibility, financial conservatism is something I really focus on. We lowered our unfunded pension liability by $52 million my first year on council.
Wow.
So really focused on that. But I would say proudest thing is probably the foundation and the young professionals we've got involved in the city.
Wow. Well, I feel good knowing that we have all the resources for safety, because that is most important to me.
Yeah.
Is there an issue that Newport Beach people have no clue is way more complicated than they would think?
Oh my God, trees? Yeah.
Trees.
Pickleball. General plan. I don't know if anyone's following some of this arena stuff, but every community's been obviously there's a housing crisis in California, and Gavin Newsom doesn't want to solve it, so he's going to force local jurisdictions to solve it for him. When the reality is you just get rid of CEQA and you lower regulations and builders can go out and build homes, you increase supply, you solve the homeless, we'll get into that, I'm sure. You solve the housing crisis, but the reality is Newsom's come into our city through Sacramento and said, okay, Newport Beach, you guys are required to build 5,000 units in your city.
Where are we going to fit that?
Well, that's more development than we've had in 50 years as a community. So I think the biggest threat to quality of life for any municipality is losing local control. So one thing I didn't really focus on before I got elected is so much of who we send up to Sacramento, which we all know is not our team, and it's very frustrating because they continue to throw this stuff down our throats. And I would say the only good news in this situation is that we're going to be able to reimagine parts of our communities. So if you look at Newport Beach, and this goes for young professionals, the median home price in the city of Newport Beach is over $4 million, as I sit here in front of you today. Now, as the former mayor and the current councilman, I love that. My job is to help increase property values, and I'm all here for that. But as young professionals, how do you move into a community with interest rates at 6% and buy a $4 million house where your mortgage is going to be close to 20 grand a month? So what we're looking at is where we're going to put these units. We fought it. We hired an attorney. We did what Huntington Beach did. We went up to Sacramento and said, we're not going to comply. We're not going to do this. There was no path to victory, and we realized that pretty quickly. So we got into compliance as quickly as we could with the housing mandate. And if you look at the airport area, you're talking about probably 2,500 units coming online in the next decade up there. So the good news is there's a lot of tired 2-story office buildings on Quail and Dove and Birch and all that stuff over there. Imagine a reimagination of an area where young professionals could live, work, and play. So if we can build these units where we can make them more affordable for the next generation to move into the city of Newport Beach and create a new village and call it Uptown Newport, and put in the infrastructure, parks and bike trails and everything else close to the Back Bay, close to the airport, close to commerce, I think that is one way to take something like this and turn it into a good thing. And obviously Fashion Island, there's another couple thousand units going here in Newport Center, but the reality is Newport Center can go vertical. So you got the Ritz-Carlton Tower going over by Vea. That's a 25-story luxury condo high-rise that'll be built in the city of Newport Beach. If you look at big Newport right next to us here, we're gonna be looking at 2 high-rise luxury buildings there. I agree, I love big Newport, I love the nostalgia, I love going to the theater. Unfortunately, no one else is going. Everyone's just streaming from home. So the Edwards family has decided to go ahead and do something else and repurpose that property. So I think the good news is that we have an aging demographic in the city. They don't want 2-story homes, they don't want big yards. Maybe these condo, luxury living high-rises will be good for them. So
I mean,
if we reframe how we do this.
If we have to do it, that does sound like the best way to
Yeah.
go about it. And I know that you guys had to go ahead with this plan in order to take control of where we put the houses. Otherwise,
Correct.
Gavin Newsom would decide where we put all of these units. So that was great planning on the council's part. So I
council,
appreciate that.
the city, we have a lot
And
of
the city,
volunteers.
yeah.
But if you look at Beverly Hills and other communities that are not in compliance, builder's remedy kicks in. Sacramento literally comes into your planning department. So if any of you want to get your kitchen remodeled, it's got to go through Sacramento. And we were like, that is not going to happen in the city of Newport
No
Beach.
way.
So yeah, I think we're going to reimagine a lot of the community. But the residential fields, Corona Del Mar, the island, the peninsula, Dover Shores, the Heights, nothing's changed. There's no units going in any of those neighborhoods. So
Good.
we're going to focus on areas
to hear
now
that.
where it can handle the density.
Okay, this is something that I have always wondered. I'm sure somebody has wondered too. What is the weirdest complaint that you've ever received as a council member?
Oh my God. Allie, do we have any weird complaints that we can think of? Look, honestly, a lot of what, I don't even know it's weird. It's just, it's.
You don't have to answer that.
No, but it's incredible when you become the mayor of a community, the access people think they have to. Yeah, we got a lot of people that put out like you can't have signs out in the city, and realtors will put out their open house signs, and they get taken by code enforcement. They get mad at me, like I did it. But I think oftentimes, like parking tickets, like people will email me and say, "Hey Joe, I got a parking ticket. What are you going to do about it?" And they park. This is a great one. They park next to Bear Flag in that parking lot at by West Marine, and they walked over Lido Marina Village because they couldn't find parking. Their car got towed. Well, of course, the property owner sends me a video of them parking there and then walking across the street, and I'm like, what?
So it doesn't work to email you?
Yeah, no, it does not.
Okay.
Yeah, usually you pay double. Yeah, waste my time. Newport Island called me one time, and I love Newport Island. It's in my district. It's on the peninsula. They called me and complained about people running the stop sign, and I knew in the back of my head, I'm like, I know I'm going to put a cop out there. It's going to be all locals. We put a cop on that stop sign. 19 tickets. 18 were living on Newport Island.
No way.
Never got a phone call again.
Yeah, they were probably all the complainers too.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm very impressed by your business expertise. I'd like to talk about your business in Spinnaker. What was the scrappiest part about starting Spinnaker in the very beginning?
Yeah, I have like PTSD when I tell this story. So put yourself in my position. May 6th, 2016, I'm like 32, and my business partner and I have decided we're going to break off and start our own firm. I'm managing well over 100 million on my own at the time. I'm one of the top asset gatherers. I'm doing really well, about to get married. Like so much was going well in life, and then I decided I'm going to leave it all behind and I'm going to go start my own thing. So May 6, 2016, I walked out, left all my clients behind. I couldn't legally talk to my old clients. It was a clear separation, so I was able to send out an email saying, please be, for your information, I'm no longer here. I'm here now. If you want to work with me, please reach out to me. Deleted my hard drive, wiped out 2,500 contacts on my phone,
Whoa.
walked away from an income that was pretty good, and hit the elevator and walked over to a new office and started Spinnaker with 0 clients, with my business partner, with no assistant, and the phones did not ring. Nobody called. A month later, we were well over 150 million, and today we're at $1 billion. So
Wow,
yeah,
that is
it was-
amazing.
It was
All
crazy.
right.
It was an out-of-body experience. Now that I think about, it, I'm like, God, that was nuts.
So being responsible now for employees and signing paychecks, does that dictate how you govern or have any, does that like shape how you govern now?
Of course. I mean, I'm tired of politicians telling me as a business owner how to run my business when they were bartenders, right? No shit.
AOC?
Love it. Yeah. Well, that's my point. That's my point. Is like I don't understand how somebody who's never signed the front of a check is going to tell a business owner how to operate their business. So I remember being in a government advocacy group like 15 years ago, and I was a young kid, and I was like, you guys got to run business more like a government, or run government more like a business. And I truly believe that. I think there's a lot of things that the private sector does really well with efficiencies that the municipal government or federal or state government could do a much better job.
Right.
But is there any state worse to do business than the state of California?
Nope.
I mean, it is insane. I mean, look at, we were just talking about this today, Costa Mesa. I mean, this is so dumb, but Costa Mesa City Council basically the other day voted 4-3 to make it, grocery stores could no longer have self-checkouts. What? It's like, well, the unions got pissed, they were losing jobs, so they voted against it. So now there has to be a physical person standing there at a self-checkout to make sure you take your groceries with you. I mean, it's things like that in government that if you're not paying attention, it just drives me nuts. This billionaires tax, I mean, what? It's attack on the wealthy and everything else. Those that are successful in our community. I mean, thank God the weather's nice, or nobody would be here. I mean, it's and we're sitting here this week and I'm laughing. I'm watching the news. It's like negative everywhere in the country. It's getting dumped on snow, and we're like, I'm out riding my bike and going for a run every day. I'm like, oh, this is great.
It's great.
I'll pay the 13%.
It's that weather tax.
Yeah, it's real.
So, is there any lesson that you had to learn the hard way in business?
Yeah, I think, is Chase still here? Oh, good, he left. All right, terminate earlier.
Really?
I'm not talking about Chase, but I found earlier in my career.
What? I'm surprised by that one.
Yeah, it's a situation where you know in your gut when you hire somebody, and it's like dating, right? You'll know within 3 days if this is your person or not. And it's crazy because I laugh when you're in, and I've been through a lot of therapy. I got divorced a couple years ago, and I'm now remarried to my perfect soulmate. The reality is I've been through a lot of therapy to become a bigger person and grow from that experience. I put so much energy into my business every day. I often wasn't doing the same thing in my personal life. So it's this unique thing where we go and interview, like when you go into business to somebody, you ask a million questions. And oftentimes when you're dating, you stay away from some of the things, like probably not this group, we obviously get politics out of the way quickly. But when you talk about like religion and family and politics, a lot of things in dating, you're like, I really don't want to get into that yet. We're in business, you're like, right, what do you want to do? We got to do this and this. So I think when I started the firm, company culture was the most important thing to me. And I think communities and cities have culture as well. You go to City Hall, you walk into Newport Beach, and I hope you feel like if you're doing a permit or something, it's red carpet and it's not red tape. And that's from the top down. That's from City Council, a conservative City Council telling our staff, be welcoming to businesses. Don't make it harder to do business in the city. That's how we generate revenue through property tax, sales tax, and hotel tax to operate a city like we do. That's why there's no potholes in the city, because we have visitors and we collect millions of dollars from people that come into our beautiful city. So yeah, I think being a business owner makes a huge value add.
It does.
And that's why I support, I'm the chairman of New Majority, which is one of the largest conservative PACs in California, and we're a fiscally responsible organization. The only thing we really deal is with fiscally conservative issues. We don't take any positions on social issues. We focus on the fiscal issues and candidates that we can get elected in the state and across the country. For that very reason. Yeah.
So you've been on 17 boards, you've run this wildly successful firm, mayor of Newport Beach. When people tell you that they don't have time to get involved, what do you tell them?
I mean, good luck. I don't know. I mean, I find that, I'm sure you guys are the same way, whether high school or college or whatever, the busier you are, the more successful you'll be. I ended my term December 9th, and I'm still on city council, still have responsibilities, but being on city council is probably 10 hours a week. Being the mayor of Newport Beach was 40 hours a week. So I was in the office 60 hours a week running my business, so I was literally 100 hours a week. I didn't have dinner with my wife for 12 months.
Oh my gosh.
Like the first time we had dinner was like December 10th. It was crazy.
Well, then
but that was the commitment. I was look, I'm going to be the mayor for a year, and I told my wife I'm going to go all in, and she was very supportive of it. We travel a lot, we do a lot of things, but
I saw your trip to Antarctica.
Yeah.
Jumping into that ice cold water.
Yeah, polar plunge.
Wild. So what
I got
system?
longest in the water, no big deal.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't see that.
You know, it's crazy. There were 200 people on the boat. 80 people jumped in the water. I was pretty impressed by that. That was a bigger ratio. I believe in life, you got to have a lot of balance. You got to have work, fun, and play. And for me,
I'm
yeah.
so sorry. Only because these people can't hear because of the vent. So
Oh.
just project their way a little bit more.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
right.
Thank you for
No,
letting
you're
us
fine.
know.
I was like,
I thought you were kicking us out. Yeah. Like, what do we do? Mario's conservatives. I mean, they're not kicking us out for liberal issues.
No, I appreciate that. I will project a little bit more. I can have a really loud voice, and I know that he can too.
I think in life when somebody comes up to me and says I don't have enough time to do something, the reality is you got to make it a priority. And I find that when I make things a priority, you get it done. So that's not helping, boys.
I know, you guys.
I'm sorry. All right.
All right, so what system then do you use to not let your life go off the rails when you have all this stuff going on?
All right, so habits, right? So I hate saying this because you guys are like, oh, you should be in better shape, but I've literally worked out every day for 3,700 days now.
Whoa!
So from
well, you're
January
in great
for-
shape.
well,
It shows.
I could be in better-
That's
I
a
could
huge
be-
accomplishment.
I woke up January 1st, 2016, and I said, I at least can do something active every day, and I can control that. It's like making your bed. You guys seen that video of the Navy SEAL who talks about making your bed? If you do nothing else that day, you made your bed, you accomplished something.
Yeah.
So for me, I like to do something active. I've never drank, I've never been drunk, I've never smoked a cigarette, I've never had a cup of coffee. It's not for religious reasons. I owned a bar when I was 19. My wife drinks for both of us. The reality is I like to control my situations. And
Yeah.
for me, I don't have a release other than working out. So I love to ride, swim, bike. That's my thing. So if I can do that every day. And I also find if you don't get out of that race and you're just always busy, you don't know what you're missing.
Yeah.
So like when I go to Hawaii, I got 7 days. If I go longer, then I'm gonna get stuck in that world that I can't come
Right.
back.
So,
So-
what is the thing that slips, though? When you have a busy schedule, you've got your workout.
Dinner with my wife.
Aww. And
But
she's fantastic.
She's amazing.
She is. I love
think
her.
I think the key to a successful marriage, round 2, is that you just aren't home. If you're not home, there's nothing. Whatever.
Yeah.
No, my wife and I, we her biggest thing. You talk about love languages. She's got all 5, unfortunately.
Aw.
Gifts. She's like everything's a love language, but it's quality time. And I
Yeah.
find for me, our quality time is when we travel. So for me, I have big goals of seeing the world. So I've been in all 7 continents. I've been in all 50 states.
Wow.
And I've been to 35 countries. And I do that because of perspective. So when you go travel the world, you come back to Newport Beach and you can put things in perspective and how blessed we are to live here. But that's where we spend a lot of our quality time.
Oh, that's so cool that you've
Yeah.
been to all 50 states. I am almost there.
Nice.
I have North Dakota, South Dakota, and what's that one underneath Nebraska?
We got to go to Sturgis. You got to go see Mount
Yeah,
Rushmore.
so I have only a few left. I'm almost there.
And the kicker is I've been to all 50 states on a Harley. So,
Whoa. Yeah, he's a Harley guy.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I'm glad that we're like getting to know all these niche things about Joe Stapleton.
You might be the only one who cares, but that's okay.
I do care. I do. I adore you.
Everyone's like, this is a price to pay for some free sausage? This is crazy.
No, I know everybody here does want to know, and you've touched almost everyone's life in here in some way, so we do love to hear from you. Okay, now let's talk about your leadership style. When you're facing a tough vote, what is your decision-making process? What is going on in your mind in a tough vote?
All right, I'll try to do more like a lightning round now. I think if it's an easy vote or it feels comfortable, you're probably on the wrong track. So I find that tough votes are usually really difficult, but when you got philosophies and beliefs and when you can lean on that when you go into decision making, for me, a very strong property rights, like most of you in the room, I'm sure all of us, fiscal conservative, things like that. When you go into a vote, you lean on those conservative principles, and that really helps focus you on ultimately what the goal is. But yeah, it's been brutal. I mean, there's been plenty of votes in the city of Newport Beach where I remember my meeting in October, we were voting on Surf Park. There were 500 people in the council chambers, and half wanted to kill you and half loved you. So you it was a difficult thing. But yeah, I find if you're making difficult decisions and it feels too easy, you're probably on the wrong path.
That's a tough one. That's a
Yeah.
super hot topic
Oh,
in
it's
Newport.
crazy, yeah. What a
Wow.
quality problem, right? We want a wave park or we
Right.
want golf. These are my big problems on Newport Beach City Council.
What principle do you refuse to compromise on?
Reputation, for
Ooh.
sure. So in 2000, you guys all know Diane Dixon.
Yes.
She's our current
we
assembly
love
rep.
Diane
Big
Dixon.
fan, love her. We needed her. She's running for Supervisor 5 to beat Katrina Foley. I'm all in. You guys are all in. We're gonna get Foley kicked out, and Newport Beach is gonna be represented by a Republican.
Woohoo! Yes.
Not many people know this, but in 2014, I was running for city council the first time. Diane moved to Newport, decided to run. I was out of the race 3 months later. So I supported Diane, and I spent 8 years building my career and was fortunate to step in after she was termed out. The greatest thing that ever happened to me, but I remember sitting at Pickup Sticks. This is where I go when I got to solve problems. I got a fortune cookie. And whenever I got to make a tough decision in life, I grab a fortune cookie.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, I opened up the fortune cookie, and I still have it framed on my desk. And it said, "Take no risk with your reputation."
Whoa.
And I was out of the race the following day.
I got the chills.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's great. I know. Look at all the amazing things you did with those 8 years.
Yeah, well, it was the best.
Yeah.
And I'm older. I've more established in my career. I'm better at making decisions, so it was the perfect thing that happened. And she did a great
was.
job for the city.
Aw. Okay, who is a leader you admire and why?
Oh, jeez. You know, it's funny. I look up to a lot of people. I mean, anybody willing to step up and serve local elections, local races. I mean, I've got so many friends and mentors, and that's why I love doing these things, because I love so many people brought me into the world and helped educate me and mentor me into things. And I don't know. I mean, there's so many great leaders. I don't know.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say me, but that's fine.
My favorite leader. That's so easy. Why didn't I think of that?
Why didn't you think
Kristen,
of
my
that?
leader, yeah.
How do you think all these people got here?
I think we'd all agree you're our favorite leader, for sure.
Okay, now we're gonna go to some serious stuff. Your personality and social media.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and by the way, for all of you guys who are standing, there are so many seats all over here that you guys could be sitting in. I don't know if you're comfortable standing, that's fine. But you can come closer is what I'm saying. Okay, so remind us your social media account so everybody can go follow you and all the fantastic things that you're doing.
Okay, before we leave that leadership thing, I do want to leave something on that topic, though.
Oh, yeah.
Governor Glenn Youngkin out of the Commonwealth of Virginia.
Yes.
If you guys haven't looked into Glenn Youngkin, it's a bummer. Virginia's bizarre. They got one term as governor. So Glenn did 4 years as governor of Virginia, then he was termed out. He was a co-CEO of the Carlyle Group. He's 6'5", played basketball at Rice. The dude is a legend. He was the first Republican elected to statewide office since 2009 in the state of Virginia. So Julie and I had the opportunity. I emceed an event hosted with Glenn Youngkin and sat on stage with him. In his last minute and a half closing argument or closing comments, I had goosebumps. And I've been around hundreds of leaders, and I was just, he's the kind of guy that I thought would do some, like a Reagan type that would really do some incredible work. So I don't know what he's going to do. He's termed out. He's working really closely with J.D. Vance and Trump and doing some things. But he's the guy that strong business knowledge, and I think he could do some great things for our country.
Wow.
He continues to serve.
That's a good one. Actually, we are big supporters of Glenn Youngkin. A bunch of us flew out.
Yeah, you guys knocked on doors.
Yeah, and went out there to
Yeah.
his district and knocked and spent all weekend out there.
Yeah,
and
he's the man.
he supports our club, and he's been a speaker at some of our events, so we really love him.
All right, what was the
That was a
question?
good answer. Oh,
I can't not give it.
remind everybody your social media so
Yeah,
they can
did
follow
Allie already leave?
all the great things you did.
She's outside, yeah. She's working, she's tagging, she's posting. I'm really, I know what I'm good at and I focus, and this is another thing we talk about being a good leader, is delegating. So when I was running for office, I said, okay, I'm gonna do all I can to delegate social media. I don't have a TikTok, I can't even log into my social media. Newport Stapleton is my Instagram, so Allie runs my social media. I help with all the content and things, we do a lot of videos. Tomorrow, we're going out, whatever. Tomorrow we're going out to, we love to do these videos. There she is. We're talking about social media.
What is his
Yeah.
handle? We can't remember.
His handle is at Newport Stapleton.
There you go.
It has 12,000 followers. 12,000? No, 12,500. Yeah.
Wow, great
Oh,
job.
no, sorry, 12.8.
12.8. Yeah. Is that good? I don't know. That sounds good. Okay.
For a mayor of Newport Beach, yes.
Okay, calm down. What she meant to say is for a loser like you, it's pretty good.
But really, it's social media is a huge part of a political campaign now. So is YouTube. So are all those platforms slowly trying to get Will and other people in the GOP more involved in social media, and people who are of the younger generation, from sharing to just creating their own stories, creating their own engagement through other candidates, just to get one or two people more involved, or one or two people associated with the name recognition. Like, name recognition is everything. So you may think you don't have a big following, but if you share Joe's posts or whatever candidate that you support or whatever elected official you support, you're generating invaluable visibility just with one or two people. Like, everyone has a role if you want to make a difference, and social media is the easiest way to kind of start get things going, and just take a stand with something, whether it's an issue or an elected or whatever.
Yeah, so you look at Will O'Neill. Will O'Neill was the mayor of Newport in 2020, 2024. He's obviously the chairman of the Republican Party. God bless him for willing to step up and serve, and we need him to go to higher office. We need to continue to serve and help him get there. Will started his daily updates in 2020 when all the riots were happening in the city during COVID and BLM and all that. So he did a good job getting the word out there. So what that kind of set up for us is a platform where people go to social media to find things out in the news. So I can't tell you how many times somebody will say, hey, what's going on PCH? I saw 12 cop cars cruising down. I've already on it with Allie. We're posting it. We're sharing that story to get the word out there. You guys remember the oil drilling project?
Yes.
On the peninsula? Like, something I never thought I'd have to deal with as the mayor of Newport Beach.
Crazy.
Good thing Landman's a big deal because everyone's pretty chill about it. I showed up on the site day one. I'm like, I've watched a lot of Landman, so I'm here to support. But we had a house built on an abandoned oil well. Oil started seeping up through the ground. The well came uncapped, and there was oil pooling in their kitchen. So, I mean, that was a disaster. So we had to get resources with the state of California and work, and we put a 100-foot oil well in the middle of 36th Street. We drilled down 600 feet, somehow miraculously found the well, tried to cap it, couldn't get inside of it. It was cast iron. We then had to drill a parallel pipe 850 feet below ground, and then we sent ammunition and charges and blew up the pipe, and then 80 barrels of concrete down there to seal it up. But we got over 1 million hits on my social media.
Whoa! You went viral.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I guess. Is that what the kids say? Viral?
Yeah.
But we have on a few issues, because it's like we get in there, it's very authentic, it doesn't have to be fancy, it's just like showing the people that you're getting dirty, with the community.
Landman.
And that they want to see something relatable. And a lot of candidates are not relatable. And you guys are so important because you're young Republicans, you're Gen Z, you're the bro vote, if you will, or the gal vote, whatever you want to call it. Like, if you watch the Happy Dad and the Nelk Boys, like, they were like a huge part of the elections to get Trump in office and to get certain candidates in office because of their YouTube channels and podcasts. It's taken over legacy media. So
Yeah, so Allie, Will, and I went back to D.C. We're meeting with the Senate and congressional members and talk about candidates. The one thing they all said that they're looking for in candidates is authenticity. I mean, Trump has completely changed the game when you talk about being authentic and whatever. It's authenticity is the number one thing they're looking for in candidates now when they're looking to recruit good conservatives to run for office.
There's really not a lot of authenticity with all of this AI and social media and everything being tweaked. I think people really do value something authentic and real, and you've got that.
Yeah, well.
So that's good. Okay, I hope I can ask this.
No.
What is your favorite comment from a hater on social media?
Wow. This is my wife's favorite pastime. Is she loves to go on Nextdoor. Like, if you guys get any information from Nextdoor, if you get nothing else out of tonight, delete Nextdoor. Do not go on Nextdoor. It's a cesspool for complete misinformation.
I love it.
I mean,
It's so entertaining.
it's so crazy. So I have a file on my phone called Haters, and I screenshot these things and I save them in there because you never know when these people are going to get a parking ticket and they're going to need something from me. I never forget, Julie. Never forget. But the haters, I love my haters. Like I said, a lot of therapy, so these haters fuel me now. So I use the haters as a lot of fuel to continue to do, because if you got haters, you're doing something right.
Right.
If everyone loves you, you're not making tough votes. I think one of my favorite ones was somebody wrote, if Joe Stapleton gets elected to City Council in Newport Beach, it's time to find a small desert island to go live on. Like I said, I've never drank. Alcohol's never been a part of my life. I get a lot of people that post, like, all Joe does is run around the peninsula and get drunk all the time. Not possible. Joe's a Nepo baby. All he does is travel the world and never around. Like, I literally came from not much at all, and I've started everything. I inherited debt from some of my family, so it's like I've started everything I've created. So this fact that I've just been inherited all these things, it's just so much misinformation online, but I love it. It's great. You can say whatever you want on social media. There's no guardrails.
Oh my
And I've been told it
gosh.
fuels it's good for engagement. So I'm all in.
Joe's basically ruined the world when he's running for office.
Yeah.
It's all Joe's fault.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay, so part of the reason why I really wanted Joe here tonight is because I wanted all of our new members, which there are a lot of new faces here tonight, I wanted you guys to get acquainted with Joe and just learn about what a great council member he is, what a great mayor he is, and just what a great person and connector he is, because he is running for re-election for Newport Beach City Council. And so I would like to know, why did you decide to run for re-election?
Yeah, because we got more work to do. And in Newport Beach, you can only run for 2 terms, so you get 8 years on city council. There's 2 things I'm really focused on, and then I'll leave you guys some other stuff. But the first thing is lower castaways. So obviously public safety, police, fire, lifeguards, fiscal responsibility, that goes without saying. That's my number one. But if you guys look at Lower Castaways Park is the corner of Dover and Coast Highway. It's a dirt staging lot. In 1870, Captain Dunnels landed there on a boat and discovered a new port, which became Newport Beach. It's our Plymouth Rock. It's the most historical site in the city, and it's a dirt lot. We were gifted that site through some land trades with the Irvine Company, and we've had that site for almost 30 years. So if I get nothing else done over the next 5 years, if you guys will re-elect me, I promise you we're going to put a beautiful world-class park there. We're going to put a nice restaurant, call it the Castaways Club, which used to be on top of the hill. We're going to get paths, historical. We're going to put a coffee shop there, bike routes, and we're going to connect the community with one of the world-class on the harbor with kayaks, paddleboards, stand-up, whatever, canoes. We're going to have a way to connect the harbor and the land.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, so if I get nothing else done, I hope that happens. And then the fun zone. So the fun zone is Balboa Village. It's where the Ferris wheel is on the peninsula. I look at Lido Village and what DJM has done down there. And I mean, when I was on the peninsula, when I was your guys' age, there was no reason to go to Lido Village. There was just nothing there. And what they've done to recreate that entire vibe, I love it. And we want to do the same thing in the fun zone. So when you get off the ferry, you have a reason to go down there other than mint leaf to get some Thai food. But the Pyle family bought the fun zone. They're about to scrape it and put $100 million into that project. And a massive project like that to revitalize an area, it takes a lot of government support as well and work. So I'm really helping lead the charge with the family to get that done. So those are the 2 things that I need to continue to work hard on, and part of the reason why I'm running for re-election.
I love that. And as we get close to the end of our session now, this is going to be a 2-part question. What advice would you give someone our age thinking about getting involved? And then what is the worst political advice you've ever received?
Okay. Luckily, not a lot of bad advice. That's been good. I've had a lot of really good people around me. I tell you guys what, the most important thing when you're younger is social capital. Everyone talks about investment capital and how much money. The reality is you got to build your database. You got to build your connections. So when we first met and you said, I want to get involved in the community, maybe run for office someday, you got to have soldiers. You got to have people. You got to create a movement. You got to get people you can call upon, because running for office is difficult. And like I said, we had 197 volunteers that knocked on doors for 9 weeks for us. That is because I spent decades working in the community, building those relationships on the different nonprofit boards. So.
And we're going to do it again for Joe's re-election campaign. We're going to be up and down the streets knocking for you.
Yeah. But social capital is, I've never met anybody who says, I know too many people. Like LinkedIn, whatever it is, just get out there in real life, do what you guys are doing. That's why the YRs is so great, because you can build relationships with like-minded people and grow your social capital. The worst advice I ever got, when you're running in a campaign, especially one that was as gnarly as mine. My opponent was stealing my yard signs, stealing my signs on pieces. It was insane. Some of the worst advice I get when you're in a campaign, everybody's an expert around you, and every day the mail is starting to come. Everyone's getting hit in the mail with your opponent's stuff. Social media is going wild. Everybody wants you to like let go of your ammo as quickly as possible. So we got 400 grand. There's only so much you can put on to mail in the city of Newport Beach. It's about $25,000 for a mailer. So every time you guys get a piece of mail in your mailbox, that costs somebody $25,000 generally to mail.
Whoa.
So I was very careful on how we deployed our assets, but everyone's like, you got to get out early. You got to get out early. My opponent ran out of money 2 weeks up to the election. He didn't run out of money. He stopped spending money 2 weeks before the election. Didn't put one mail. I had 10 pieces of mail hit people's mailbox in the last 2 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
So
at $25,000 a pop.
Yeah, it's
Woo!
not cheap. But I think a lot of times in politics you get nervous because you see your opponent starting to spend money. You're like, oh my God. But you got to realize you've only got so much ammunition to put on target. You got a certain amount. No one's paying attention, right? Like the election's in November. I won't really start spending any kind of money until August and September, and then go all in October because the ballots start hitting But before that, no one really cares.
That's true.
So-
Well, we'll be walking ahead of that.
Yeah, for about 9 weekends. Now my wife hopes we don't have an opponent, so we don't have to go knock for myself, but we'll knock for
Me
everyone
too.
else.
I hope we don't have an opponent.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, that was the advice.
Oh my gosh, I could just talk to you forever, honestly. This has been really cool. Everyone back there is telling me you have negative 12 minutes and counting. And so I just want to do a few really, really quick ones. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Both.
Both? Of course. Do you even sleep?
I'm up at 5, I'm in bed at like 11 or 12.
Okay, beach morning or city dinner?
No, beach all day long.
All right, me too.
I live on 56, I'm on the west side. I've been on the peninsula 20 years.
One word for Newport's future.
Oh, defensive.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I-
We're blocking and tackling. We're just keeping Sacramento out of our city at all
Ooh,
costs.
that's good. I thought you were going to say keep Newport, but that's more than one word.
Yeah.
So.
But now
Okay,
it's keeping
yeah.
Newport.
Keeping Newport. Okay, that's good. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so
Thank you,
much,
thank
Joe,
you,
for
yeah.
everything. I loved having you. I love how
you.
supportive you are of this group and how you've brought so many people together. I really feel like God has put you in my life for a reason. I think I know almost everybody here because of one of the groups that I went into that you started.
Well, talk about legacy. That's incredible.
Yeah,
I love
that
hearing
is your legacy, all of this, all of Newport Beach. So I just want to thank you again. Thank you for being a friend to me and our club, and I can't wait to get you reelected
Yeah.
in November.
There we go. Thank you for all you guys do.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank
So
you.
good.
You're the best.
You're the best. No, you're the best.
Mario said we could stay till 2.
Oh, wait. Now we have time? Okay. Q&A. Okay.
Nothing
How many-
kills an event like questions.
I know.
I'll keep them really short.
Okay, only good questions. Okay, does anyone have Thor, you have a question.
Yes, first off, thank you very much, Joe and Alex, for coming. Question is, if you're an aspiring, an upcoming politician in the city of San Clemente, and you have some fellow Republican council members who are gung-ho about increasing sales tax, specifically a sales tax increase, 2 elections in a row, how do you kind of navigate the waters to support your reputation, and all that?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be hell no. Like, there's no, I don't.
Like,
You got to stand on your values, right? I think anybody. Orange is dealing with this. There's so many communities that continue to spend above and beyond. This isn't difficult, right? Like, we had a $27 million surplus last year. Newport Beach has 86,000 residents. We had a $500 million budget. We had a $27 million surplus. We're AAA bond rated. It's so
proud of you.
but it doesn't happen by mistake. So you got to navigate. You got to play the game sometimes. But you got to be unequivocally no. We got to do a better job understanding, because what's going to happen is you're going to increase your sales tax, and then unions are going to come after all of it. So that's what we find, is that the more COVID was a perfect example. Like, one-time money used for long-term expenses. All these municipalities were getting money from the federal government for COVID or from the state, and they were using them on pensions. So they were paying employees more, and that lasts forever. And that money stopped a year later, and now we're sitting here with all this long-term debt in these communities. We're like, well, that's not good. So yeah, there's a lot of navigating that goes in politics, but yeah, just trust your gut and be authentic. Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
advice. Sorry. Question?
Sure.
Question.
Hi, I'm Garrett Kinsman. I'm a technologist. I'm the kind of guy that's afraid to have their printer plugged into the wall. How do you think about deploying technology across cities?
Yeah.
when they can have so much impact, but it's also a big risk, especially as a politician.
For sure.
How do you think about that? I think that's
Yeah,
really
all the time. Love the boost. Great job. Well done. I think it's interesting. So when I was on city council with Will, Will's an attorney and he's very into the policy work on this stuff too. And you look at like Big Brother China, when we installed these 75 cameras throughout the community, we were very cautious of the fact that we didn't want people to think that these cameras are facial recognition and they're tracking them around the community. Like, oh, where's my wife? Let me call the police department and find out where she's going. Like, no, that's not what this technology is. This technology is only used. So if you were going on our city website through the police department and you look up these flock cameras and the technology, we've got a complete policy handbook on how and why, mandated through city council, how this technology can be used. So somebody can't call from an HOA and say, hey, I need the camera on this car. It's like, no, this is for crime. So if a car is stolen in Los Angeles, a hijacked car, and it comes into our city down Jamboree, the license plate readers will get pinged. It goes to our crime information center. We have those drones nested throughout the community. The nests open. AI Technologies, these drones launch. Brink, an American-made drone company, and their first responders, they're on the car immediately, and they'll track the car until we get units on the scene. So it's all about how can you use this technology. So you look at Los Angeles, like take a Crystal Cove, for example. Okay, there's burglaries and there's robberies. Burglaries are someone breaks in your home when you're not there and they steal your stuff. A robbery is at gunpoint, or so we don't have any robberies in the city. We have some opportunity crimes with burglaries. 14 homes were hit in 2024. Of the 14 homes that were hit, 12 did not have an alarm. 2 did. 1 wasn't on. The only one that was on, they broke the glass and ran the other way. So unfortunately, this isn't Newport in the 70s where you can leave your cars unlocked and your garages unlocked. So we got to do a better job. If LA is going to be a total shit show when it comes to protecting us as residents, crime knows no borders. The Chilean like theft gangs and everything else that we're seeing, I mean, it's all real. We have to use technology to our benefit, and as long as we have the right parameters, so we're not tracking residents or doing things or selling it to different municipalities. If we're using the information to fight crime, what it truly can be used for, I think that's a win-win for the community.
I love that. Okay, I saw earlier there were questions over here that I missed. Okay.
Question here.
Last question. Okay. Rob, what did you want to say?
How was the game?
It was
It was cold?
I'm a diehard Patriots fan. No, I was not cold. I'm used to that.
Oh,
So
love
I feel
it.
like it being 80 degrees warmer here than in Denver.
Absolutely. I think you were the highlight of my social media. Just watching you, like, oh man.
Coming from you, that means a
No,
lot.
I was proud of you. Good for you. And you're here tonight.
Wasn't gonna miss this. I
Aww.
already had all of last night to celebrate.
There you
and
go.
Got to finish the job against Seattle in 2 weeks.
Well, everyone's stoked the Patriots in the Super Bowl again.
Oh, of course. Think about it. There are second graders in Boston who never saw their team in a Super Bowl yet.
Oh,
Think of the
God.
children.
As a Cowboys fan, it's been 30 years, so no sympathy.
So, actual question though, obviously, you know, as like a relatively high-profile city, you guys have to like combat Sacramento overreach a lot, especially since they really love to like pick on OC for some reason. What kind of strategies have you found the most success in terms of fighting back against that overreach?
Good question.
Yeah, not much, unfortunately. I think the reality is sometimes we just, I don't know, I'm being mic'd, so I really can't get into this too much, but the reality is I think oftentimes, yeah, turn the mic off. I think oftentimes there's ways where you can work within, our staff isn't Republican or Democrats, right? Like we're fortunate we got really strong leadership in our staff that are conservatives. They follow the same beliefs as the council who elects them or who hires them. But they have a good way of working with different agencies. Like Coastal Commission is the worst, like the worst agency in the entire state. We happen to have a good lobbyist who can get up there and get things done. And we have a very good, we have our own coastal plan. So we do a lot to work closely with these agencies within reality. But other times we just gotta fight like hell. We gotta stand up with Huntington Beach and other conservative cities, and we gotta go to Sacramento and say, not today. And you'd be surprised. We have a lot of Democrat residents here. We get, I mean, presidents, Republican or Democrat, they come to Newport Beach as a piggy bank. So we've got a lot of strong Democrats that live here. And And in local politics, a lot of it is nonpartisan in the sense that these Democrats don't want these units either.
Right.
They don't want crime in the streets. They don't want homeless. So we go to them oftentimes and say, go get better elected leaders in Sacramento, and we can lean on them to help with that too. But we got to keep fighting for sure. And if nothing else, we protect this utopia that is Orange County and Newport Beach. Because if we lose that, this state's gone forever. And the pendulum has to swing at some point. I mean, look at Prop 36
Right.
when you talk about criminal justice reform. Like, at what point enough is enough? I mean, LA is such a mess. I mean, you drive up there, get off the intersection, and there's just people walking around naked and zombies and like clothes everywhere
Yeah.
and trash. And I'm like, how is this? Like, potholes everywhere. Like,
Nasty.
I don't
In the
know.
Bay Area, man.
We don't even we don't want to see
Yeah.
that. We have enough with LA.
Yeah.
Hey, can we all give it up
Yeah,
for
thanks,
Joe?
guys.
One last applause.
Thank you.
All right.